Thanks for watching Film Buff, really, honestly. It's fucking great.
Oh, hello, how's it going, guys? My name is Film Buff. First of all, I would really like to apologize. It was not my intention to delay this, this much. It's just my new schedule, man. My new schedule only allows me to record and edit on Saturdays and Sundays. And even then, stuff comes up on Saturdays and Sundays. So even then, it's kind of limited now. YouTube is something I really enjoy now. So much so that, I can't there's a new idea. I just put up a new update type thing. I'll link it. That's like a 10-11 minute thing, so it goes into more detail. But I'll tell you guys about it as well here. Basically, over the last month or so, over the last 2 months, I've really realized that I really enjoy this. So much so that I was thinking of maybe if I could do something like this full time. So I started looking into ideas of how to potentially go full time. It all basically came back to the subs and the supporters. I looked into a lot of different creators, a lot of different YouTubers who are able to go full-time, and it all comes back to their own supporters, their subscribers who love their stuff. And I feel like if I can get to a point where I could do this full-time, I feel like I can turn this into something big, man. Because I enjoy it so much. I enjoy every aspect of it, and that's just like the show aspect, the show reactions. I have so many ideas, I'm the gaming stuff, and I have a bunch of other ideas, just no time, unfortunately no time. So my idea was that if 35% of my subs donate $1 each, I can go full-time for at least a month. I just want the chance to show people what it would be like if I can go full-time for a month. And for that month, I would just focus on this. Since I'm a freelancer, I can actually step away for that month and focus on this. But I would like to make it really clear that this is just an idea. It's entirely optional. It's just to see if there's enough support for this. If there's enough subs and supporters that want to see this. This show, it's a long-running show, and I'm excited about this show. I have all 10 seasons just sitting here, man. The time constraints means that it might take me a long time to catch up on the show. We're looking at like 2-3 years at this rate. But man, if I could go full-time, things change, man. Then we're looking at new episodes every 2 or 3 days. Then we'll fly through Doctor Who, man, and that'd be so exciting. So I'll link it in the description. I'll link, it's gonna pop up here as well. Again, it's just an idea. It's entirely optional. It's just to see if there's enough interest for this. And if I do go full time, I would love to try to follow the Blind Wave, model. I love their model, how they do things. It really sucks that it's so slow now, but I'll stick to it. That's all I can do, right? But if this idea takes off, some exciting things can happen. So I don't know, think about it. If that's something you're interested in, pledge $1. Maybe I could go full-time, and these episodes are really gonna fly out, and it's gonna be really exciting. Maybe check out this episode, think about it, and then think about if you would like to see that, regular Doctor Who episodes. And if I go full-time, there's no random schedules anymore. If I go full-time, then it's gonna be like I said, Blind Wave, man. I'm gonna follow their model. There's gonna be specific days for specific shows. You're always gonna know what days to expect Doctor Who. And I'm talking multiple episodes, every 2 days or every 3 days for sure. Of course, if I'm gonna do it full-time, then I can focus on it. Maybe something happens here. Maybe there's enough of you that are interested in this, and then it gets exciting. So think about it. Again, entirely optional. It's just an idea I'm putting out there to see what kind of response I'm gonna get. Alright guys, let's get into this. Episode 8.
So I was thinking, could we go and see my dad when he was still alive?
Where's this come from all of a sudden?
Alright then, if we can't, if it goes against the laws of time or something, then never mind, just leave it.
No, I can do anything. I'm just more worried about you.
I want to see him.
Your wish is my command. But be careful what you wish for.
I only wish there'd been someone there for him.
Rose is gonna be there for him, huh?
I want to be that someone, so he doesn't die alone.
Oh no.
Go to it, quick.
Go on then, Rose. Oh, she couldn't do it.
It's too late now. By the time the ambulance got there, he was dead.
I think she's gonna try to save him. I mean...
Right. That's the first you and me. It's a very bad idea, two sets of us being here at the same time.
Oh, yeah, oh my god, that's right. Oh, this is getting strange, man. Because, yeah,
This is
the...
it. I can't do this.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to, but this is the last time we can be here. Rose, no!
No!
I did it. I saved your life.
Blimey, did you see the speed of it? You and your boyfriend need a lift.
The hell?
Sorry about the mess.
It's kind of like Back to the Future.
She kept it all packed away in boxes in the cupboard. She used to show me when she'd had a bit to drink. There
He's
it is.
mad.
Those two got to go to Didcot.
Doctor's not having it, man.
Solar power.
I did it again. I picked another stupid ape. I should have known. It's not about showing you the universe. It never is. It's about the universe doing something for you.
So it's okay when you go to other times and you save people's lives, but not when it's me saving my dad.
I know what I'm doing. You don't. The whole world's different because he's alive.
What, would you rather him dead?
I'm not saying
No,
that.
I get it. For once, you're not the most important man in my life.
Let's see how you get on without me then. Give me the key. The TARDIS key. If I'm so insignificant, give it me back.
All right, then I will.
Well, you've got what you wanted, so that's goodbye then.
You don't
Ooh.
scare me. I know how sad you are. You'll be back in a minute. Will you hang around outside the TARDIS waiting for me? And I'll make you wait a long time.
Uh-oh. Well, you can't leave her back here.
Boyfriend trouble?
What?
Rose!
Oh, she slipped.
Is that a car? Same one as before.
And that baby you're holding. That would be your baby.
Calm down,
Not one of
Rose.
yours, is she?
She saved my life.
She has to stay chill.
Get in the church!
I can't get it to work. I keep getting this voice.
Come here. I need you. What?
That's the very first phone call. Alexander Graham Bell. I don't think the telephone's going to be much use.
Was that a car?
He has to die.
It's not important. Don't worry about it.
I feel like he has to die to fix this.
It's like I trusted you. The moment I met you, I just did. A wound in time. You called me Dad. I could see it. You are. You're my Rose. You're my Rose grown up. Have you got a bloke?
No, I did have.
Mickey?
Mickey!
Do you know him?
I just didn't recognise him in a suit. You have to let go of me, sweetheart.
No. Don't touch the baby. You're both the same person. That's a paradox, and we don't want a paradox happening. Not with these things outside. Anything new, any disturbance in time makes them stronger.
Paradox might let them in.
Just tell me you're sorry.
I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, Doc.
Am I a good dad?
Ooh.
You never let us down. You were there for us all the time. Someone I could really rely on.
That's not me.
She'd given my daughter a second-hand name. How many are there? She called them all Rose.
Oh, for God's sake, look, it's the same Rose.
Rose, no! Everyone's behind me!
He knows what has to be done.
I never read you those bedtime stories. I never took you on those picnics. I was never there for you.
You would have been.
But I can do this for you. I can be a proper dad to you now.
It's not fair.
I've had all these extra hours. No one else in the world has ever had that. And on top of that, I get to see you. And you're beautiful. How lucky am I, eh? So, come on. Do as your dad says.
Damn. Emotional episode, man.
Thanks for saving me. Goodbye, love.
The driver was just a kid.
This is interesting because now, was this always supposed to happen? Or kind of like Game of Thrones? Okay, I'll talk after. Lots of discussion points for
Peter
this
Allen
one.
Tyler, my dad, the most wonderful man in the world, died the 7th of November, 1987.
Whoa. Great episode. Alright, man. Great episode. Great episode. Super emotional episode. You know, a really serious tone. You know, in this episode, the doctor kind of took a backseat, to be honest. You know, it was all about Rose and her father, this episode. Yeah, even though the doctor took a backseat in this episode, I really enjoyed this episode. And I liked it that they're not scared to put the companion up front. Not just this episode. She's actually been a major part of all the episodes, you know, and this one really major alongside her father. You know, so it's great to see that they can manage to give the doctor a backseat in an episode, and it's still going to be really entertaining and engaging. So before I go to the top of the episode, I kind of want to think about the timeline. You know, the rules of this time travel. So it looks like it wasn't really a closed loop. Things did change, but then he also, you know, the doctor told Rose that they're not going to remember anything. So Jackie didn't remember any of that, but the timeline changed because at the end there, she's like, there was a girl there. You know, Jackie said that to a young Rose. There's a girl there for him that kind of sat by him as he was dying. But in the beginning of the episode, she was telling young Rose how she hoped that someone would have been there for him. So, you know, they confirmed that there's two things that happen here. The original timeline, her father, you know, died alone, and she tells young Rose that, you know, there was no one there for him in his last moments. But then at the end of the episode, she tells young Rose there was a girl there. So, you know, it changed. It wasn't a closed loop. You know, one of the big things about this in the beginning of the episode was that the doctor, he was angry. You know, he's really angry that Rose decided to alter something, you know, major thing actually. You know, there was a man alive now that wasn't alive before, you know. So that was his big thing. You know, they're in the apartment and you can see he's really angry. Rose is trying to change the topic, but he's not forgetting, you know, he's really angry. You know, but that makes me think though, you know, the doctor changes stuff all the time, no? Anytime he you know, he time travels and goes to different timelines. So he changes things all the time, doesn't he? So I guess he did say, you know, I know what I'm doing. So I guess he changes things, but he doesn't change his past. I feel like he never changes his own past. And he even told her, you don't see me going back to that time, you know, of my people dying and me trying to fix it. So I feel like, you know, there's no way I'm gonna get everything right, but this is my understanding of, you know, his time traveling. I feel like as long as he doesn't change his past, because I noticed that he doesn't really change anything in his past. It's always just him going to other timelines and maybe altering things there. So is it maybe if he doesn't change his timeline, everything's just gonna be fine? But yeah, you know, the first attempt, she couldn't go to her dad. You know, after her dad got hit, she had her chance. Doctor told her, go to him now. She couldn't do it. But then she asked him for one more chance. This is where it got really tricky and risky, because now there's two sets of them. A paradox, right? I guess this is the type of thing the doctor was talking about. You know, it's extremely dangerous for two sets of them to be there. And, you know, this time around, it was her, you know, it's her father. You know, I could see that coming, that she's gonna go save him this time. You know, she couldn't control herself. Fair enough then, right? Because that's her father. Like, it was a given that she's gonna try to save him. But you know, the doctor in the apartment, he's like, you know, I've done it again. I've picked another ape. I guess that's in reference to some of the older series and the older companions. You know, and he's like, it's not about showing you the universe. It's about the universe doing something for you. You know, so at this point, her behavior has made the doctor think that she's just like any other human, acting in self-interest, you know, selfish reasons. And she did act in self-interest, even though, you know, yes, it's her father. She wasn't thinking of the grand picture, you know, the grand scale of things. At that point, she was just zoned in, you know, it's like, that's my father, I have a chance to save him. She saved him. And the doctor called it an accident in time. And, you know, he described these reapers, these gargoyles, reapers, as bacteria. And they get stronger anytime there's a disturbance in time. A new disturbance in time, you know, like a paradox. Like Rose touching baby Rose. And early on in the episode, the doctor knew. Like, the doctor knew that her dad has to die. This is, you know, once they're in the church and the doctor's looking out and he sees the car. And he knows, you could tell by the look on his face, he knows that, you know, the dad has to die, but, you know, he didn't bring it up. You know, and her dad brings this up to Rose as well. He's like, the doctor figured it out a long time ago. He just, you know, he kind of looked out for me. He's trying to protect me and you. It became really clear, really fast, that the dad isn't exactly how Rose and her mom described him. But yeah, man, it turned out he's not quite as impressive as Jackie made him sound. And Rose, all her life, Rose has been told by her mother that, you know, he's this amazing man. You know, and Jackie herself, you know, called him a failure, a born failure. So you could tell that she was really fed up. He was into like these get-rich-quick schemes. Wasn't quite the impressive man she made him out to be to young Rose. And you know, later on he asked Rose, you know, what kind of father was I, or am I? And you know, even after finding out, she still painted this picture of him being this perfect dad who's always there, always did these amazing things for her, you know, these bedtime stories every night, didn't miss a night. And you know, as she's explaining this, you can see in his face, he's like, oh no. You know, he knows that's not him. Like, he knows it's just not possible that that's him. You know, it was part Rose telling a lie to, you know, be nice, and not to break his heart. And also it was part her kind of lying to herself, you know. It's kind of like a lie that she likes to tell herself, you know, that, you know, her father, it's just this, you know, image, this perception that she's built up in her head, you know, over the years, especially because her mother described him, you know, as this perfect, like, father, you know, because what else are you going to tell your little daughter, right? So it feels more of like a lie that she has to tell herself, and she's still going on with this, you know. And as she's describing this, you know, the perfect father, you were perfect, and, you know, you're always there, didn't never let us down. You can see in his face, he's like, oh no. And, you know, it felt like that was the last thing that made him put it together, that, oh, okay, I was supposed to die, you know. And this kind of confirmed it for him, because he knows that can never be him. That, you know, the man she's describing is not what he is. And, you know, he even said, that's not me. And it was kind of heartbreaking. It was, you know, I think I got really emotional in that scene as well, because throughout the episode he was slowly putting it together that, okay, you know, this is my daughter. And then, you know, he's putting it together, you know, oh, you just happened to show up at this point, you know, right before I died. And I feel like that final, you know, that was the final thing that confirmed it for him. Yes, you know, this, you know, she came back to save me, and that I was meant to die. And, you know, that this man that she's describing is not me, like, one bit. And I think that confirmed it for him, that he was supposed to die. And she doesn't actually know how he was supposed to be as a father. You know, in that moment, he straight up told her, no, that's not me. You know, the person you're describing, that's not me. But, you know, at the end, you know, he did end up being all the things she was describing. You know, he knew, he put it together. He knew he had to die. The fact that he did that, you know, to save these people he loves so much, you know, family, you know, it showed that he is all the things they described. So I love that, man. That was fantastic. You know, he was there for them. You know, he was there for them. You know, and he realized before he did that, you know, another scene that made me really sad and emotional. You know, he's telling Rose that, you know, I have a chance to be here for you, you know, to do this for you, to be a good father to you. So I'm gonna take it, you know. And it was fantastic, you know, because, and beautiful. He did end up being a lot of the things that Rose was describing. You know, you were there for us, a loving father, you know, never let us down. In that moment, he had the chance to be all of that, and he was all of that. I feel like the writers did a fantastic job of, at least this is just my opinion, of making me care about a character in the span of like 45 minutes, you know. It started off kind of goofy. I didn't really care too much for the father, but man, halfway point and right till the end, he made me shed a tear, man. So I really cared for this character, man. In the span of 45 minutes, I really cared for this character, and I feel like that was fantastic writing. It was actually really tough to see him die by the end of it. So this episode, you know, even her dad kind of thought, oh, relationship problems, you know, that scene after they kind of bicker, and doctor's like, okay, you're on your own. So even her dad kind of thought they're like a couple, right? You know, and later on in the episode, you could see that the doctor couldn't stay angry at her. He's like, all right, just tell me you're sorry. And then, you know, she apologized, and he has this big smirk on his face. So he couldn't really stay angry at her. You know, he's grown fond of her. And, you know, there's that scene of the doctor running back, and he's like, you know, screaming her name, and then, you know, she looks back. She's got that, you know, that giddy smile on her face. So yeah, there does seem to be a romantic thing going on now. A few more things, a few fun Easter eggs. Alexander Graham Bell, that was kind of cool. It was on repeat, and, you know, the doctor hears it, and you can see just the shock in his face. Pleasantly surprised, of course. He was like, oh, that's the first ever phone call, so that was cool. And Mickey, little Mickey showed up as well. You know, and perhaps this episode kind of gave me some of the rules for time travel in Doctor Who. So the concept of a paradox was brought up, that, you know, Rose can't be touching herself. But yeah, man, really good episode, you know, had me really emotional. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed it, please smash that thumbs up, leave your comments, let me know what you guys thought. I'm on social media if you're into that, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. Once again, thank you so much to all the amazing patrons. And, you know, once again, you know, I'm putting this idea out there of potentially going full-time. Of course, it's entirely optional. I'm putting it out there to see if, you know, some of my subs, some of my supporters are down for this and would love to see this. You know, so if 35% of my subs pledge $1 each, I could go full time, man. So I know it's easier said than done, you know, it's a big number. Alright, man, thanks so much for checking this out. Once again, I apologize for how late this is. It's not my intention to delay these. I love doing this. I love the show. I'm enjoying it so much. So, you know, my goal is to put them out as quick as possible. And I hope to get them out much quicker. But thank you for dropping by. Take it easy.